Hi, it's Dana with Empowered by Dana. There are a lot of times where we may have shoulder issues, and I'm not a physical therapist nor a physician. However, having spent a lot of time in physical therapy, rehabbing certain injuries, and knowledge of the body, being a veterinary doctor, there are certain things that you can do, and never do anything if it's actually painful. Just think about putting the shoulder through range of motion and light strengthening movements, and eventually, most of the time, small injuries will rehab. So the first thing we're going to do is an Egyptian, and I'm going to stand here for a sec. What you're wanting to aim to do is put that shoulder through as far of internal rotation and external rotation. So that just means, if you look at the point of the shoulder here, trying to dip it down forward as much as you can and then back as far as you can. Generally, if you do one side and then the other side, that feels a bit more ergonomic than trying to do both together. Just feels awkward. So slowly and gently do these guys, just putting those shoulders through range of motion. And what I have been told by many physical therapists is if there are little popping feelings in there, that is fairly normal for shoulders, as long as it doesn't hurt. Like mine, I can feel there's little pops here, and that I've been told by physical therapists that is normal as long as it is not painful. So that's the first thing. If you have a thin band, even if you don't, these next ones are still valid, but a thin band just gives a little bit of a feel factor for resistance. Bow and arrow, which I love because it makes me think of warriors. If you put it around your thumb and then literally just do a bow and arrow type motion, making sure that shoulder is not elevated up here, so keep it down. Pull back on that band. If doubling it up is too much, then you just take one away. Do whatever sort of resistance feels good in your body, and and maybe do some with just one loop and some with double loop. Honor where your body is at or where your injury is at, and these are great even if you don't have an injury, just as a warm-up before doing an upper body workout or something like that. The next one is taking this same band, and I'm actually gonna, hold on, I want you to see the shoulder blades for this one. So looking from behind, there's multiple ways to do this one. I think it was Kelly Starlet, talks about the two different ways to do this one, and I really love the options. One option, so you have your band. One option is pulling your shoulder blades together while you're opening the band. What she talks about to help strengthen those rotator cuff muscles around the shoulder is feel like you're leaving your shoulder blade in place. So do not allow them to move and come together. And this is a very small movement, and I love this one before upper body workouts. So keeping those shoulder blades in place, pull the band apart. So I am pulling the band apart like so, while keeping the shoulder blades from coming together around the spine. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's a very small movement, and it doesn't look like much, but you will definitely feel it in some of these rotator cuff muscles. And remember, we are not elevating the shoulders up here. Most of the time, unless we're boxing, ears and the shoulders are not friends. Unless we're boxing, then that's our stance. So think about that one as well. And you can do different planes of motion for this too. So it doesn't have to just be, just come closer, it doesn't have to be just be straight across. It can be different planes of motion as well for this one. The last one that we're gonna do is what's called a banded sword draw. So, and of course I love this one too because it makes me think of warrior status. So act like you're, because we all walk around with our swords, right? Act like your sword is in your pocket and lead with the thumb, because if you were pulling a sword out of your pocket, the thumb would be leading that motion, right? We wouldn't pull a sword out like this. Or, I don't know, maybe we would. Who knows? I haven't pulled a sword out of my pocket in a while. So leading, I think about it as leading with the thumb, rotate up and open, and that's our sword draw, pulling it out of our pocket, and feel that that motion is coming from the shoulder and the scapula. And of course, you would want to do the same thing on the other side. The cool thing with feedback from a band is you can either loosen it if you want a lot less slack and just want to go through like some nice easy warm-ups, or you can choke down on it if you want a bit more resistance. So bands give you a lot of feedback. Of course, you can do this without bands too. If I drop my band and I do it without a band, I'm doing the exact same thing and I'm feeling still that full range of motion. I just don't have the feedback of a band. So if you don't have one yet, it's completely valid. Put these into your repertoire. Oh my gosh, I cannot say that word today. Whether or not you have a shoulder injury, I still think these are very valid and I use them frequently.